I'll start with the book's title, Hearts and Minds. The title is very deliberate. I can recall still interviewing this one 15-year-old boy in a high school in Albania, and he was talking about what the teachers do, and he says, it is important what they do. They teach you here, and that is important, but it is also important what is here. And it was that little trigger, and then later, other people actually, and they're quoted in the book here, use the term hearts and minds. The cover is of a hot air balloon floating over the land in the shape of a heart. And the beauty of this is that there are no borders to be seen. This is a concept, just like the movement, of going worldwide, irrespective of who is there and what they believe, but what is the best of all human values and ethics. The schools we found, in terms of structure, were state-of-the-art, modern, excellent facilities. Teachers usually are very dedicated people. Not every teacher is a good one. We all know that. I think all of us can recall some teacher we wish we hadn't had. No schools are perfect. Not every teacher is excellent. But what we found in these schools, generally speaking, cutting across the different cultures, was not only a widespread dedication to doing the job, not just as a teacher, to develop the knowledge and expand one's horizons that way, but also to inculcate in the person what it means to be a good person. And how do you do that? And many a teacher would say to me, we don't do it by talking about it. We do it by example. And students in all of these 7 countries, both the boys and the girls, and the young men and young women I interviewed as graduates, would say, he was more than a teacher to me. He was like my brother. She was like my big sister. The bond we found between teacher and student was incredible tight bonding. It varied with the cultures, of course. For example, many of you know about the whole idea of Turkish tea and tea time, and that is, of course, a big popular thing in the Balkans as well. And so in countries like Bosnia and in Albania and even in Kazakhstan, one of the students' favorite times was after classes at tea time, and what they would talk about. And it was never structured. It was just talking about life in general, ethics, doing the right thing, feeling free as a student to seek advice from a teacher that you might not even seek from your own parents. There were those kinds of things going on. There was the visits that were done by teachers to each family at least once a year. And if the family lived 2 or 3 hours away because they were boarding, the teacher's own family would accompany that teacher to visit that family. There were many reasons those visits occurred. One was, of course, the bonding. One was to check out the economic well-being of these families to see if they needed additional scholarship aid. There were those kinds of things that were going on. But what was also rather intriguing, and what you'll find in the book contains the voices of all these people. The voices of the students, the voices of their parents, the voices of their teachers and their administrators, and the financial supporters. But I will say to you that the schools were, we found, the living embodiment of what the mission said. They do succeed in teaching the STEM subjects, the science, the technology, engineering, math courses, in equal measure to both males and females. Females, as I mentioned before, felt very much not only enlightened, but also feeling that self-esteem. We found that that second mission of promoting interethnic understanding and acceptance was very much succeeding. I had so many parents say, my child changed. She used to be so prejudiced, so closed-minded, so intolerant, so unaccepting, and now she has friends who are not, and that would be, she has Muslim friends, she has Christian friends, whatever, but friends of another faith. I found the students saying that time and again too. I had a student in Poland who was young and small of stature, a boy, and his first year there he was being picked on and beat up. He was Christian. He was being picked on and so forth. But as the school continued with its goal of educating and enlightening and promoting the people that he was so afraid of and beaten by, he said, by the next year they were my best friends. We found that time and again.